I am here with Bryan Sullivan, the Director of Golf at Kilmarlic Golf Club. We're in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. So, Bryan, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Ryan.
So, talk to me about your relationship with golf. How did it lead to you ending up here at Kilmarlic?
My family, I was started in Virginia Beach, and then my family was my father was an attorney and decided he wanted to try something different and bought a golf course here on the Outer Banks way back in 1979 and moved our family down. And ever since then, it's been kind of a love affair with golf and being around golf and being around people that play golf and at golf courses. So just seemed like the natural progression.
So, what golf course did your father buy?
Seascape Golf Links.
Okay,
Over in Kitty Hawk, and then we're sold out of that, and I'm just now here at Kilmarlic.
gotcha. Okay, so you've lived in the Outer Banks for a long time. What's your favorite thing about the Outer Banks?
Oh, my favorite thing about the Outer Banks is just the how different it is than anywhere else, and how what a relaxed feeling you get when you're here on the Outer Banks, and the way people feel when they're here on the Outer Banks, and it's just it's something that's contagious. So, you get out here and people just love it, and you kind of take hold of that yourself, and so it's been a great place to live and to raise a family and to have a business.
1983, you won the North and South Amateur held in Pinehurst, which they recently just finished off the 2024 one. Talk to me about what was that experience like?
I didn't really realize what I had done until after it was over. So, it was I had just finished my freshman year at college at UNC. I actually walked on and put to play there and ended up making the top 5. We had won the ACC championship, so my confidence was growing that whole year. And the North South back then was played in May, so it was basically the first big amateur event. The rest of my teammates were getting in the event, so I was like, well, yeah, I'll go down and try it, and ended up winning it. And from there, it just it propelled my golf career to places I never thought I'd get to go to.
And was that at Pinehurst number 2?
It was at Pinehurst number 2. Yeah, back when I played, actually, the whole tournament was, well, we qualified on number 1 and number 5, but there was 128 players that made match play. So it was 6 grueling matches and a 36-hole final. So it was a long week, but it was a great week.
You played your college golf at UNC. You went on to play professionally, and then you've been involved in golf ever since. What's it about the game of golf that's kind of kept you around?
Oh, well, it's the greatest game in the world. I mean, it's you're out there by yourself. It's you're playing with with some of your best friends at times. The competition is the other side of it. The tradition, the just the way the honesty and the loyalty of it. I mean, there's so I could just go on and name everything about it that I just love the game of golf, and it's taken me places, and I've seen places that I never thought I'd get to go to.
So, as the director of golf here at Kilmarlic, what does your typical day look like?
It's I guess it's almost like any other business, except it's at a golf course. It's just putting out fires, making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing, and everything is running smooth. You have so many things that you're involved with the maintenance and condition of the golf course, to your staff, your outside staff, as if they have everything they need, your carts, then you have the restaurant. So, and then you just have the whole business side of it. So it seems like there's never a minute goes by when I'm here or else when I'm somewhere else that I'm not really thinking about Kilmarlic and thinking how we can make it better, and just trying to make the business somewhere that people want to come to and enjoy the experience.
What would you say? What's the most unexpected thing about your job?
Oh, that's a good question. There's always something that seems like it happens unexpected that hadn't happened before on a golf course. From animals. I think last week we had nutria tearing up greens. They were rubbing their teeth on the greens, and just we didn't know. We thought we might have even had disease, but we had a problem with nutria, which are like a rat type thing, and we had to figure out how to get rid of them. So I can go on for days about things that happen unexpectedly on a golf course.
What's the most rewarding part of what you do?
I tell people that work for me, and when you're here, how it's a great place to be, because everybody that seems like when they come to the golf course, 99% of them are happy. They're away from work, they're on vacation, they're coming here and they're very excited to be here. And it's so it's a great place to be and to see how what people love about Kilmarlic, and to see them play the course and have a great time or have one of their best rounds. I mean, that's the rewarding part. It's just, just trying to make an experience for somebody better than it was before.
What makes Kilmarlic Golf Club unique? Why should someone come play here?
I think people should come play here. Number one, for the experience that we're going to give you. The condition of the golf course. Number two, it's just a fun layout. There's a lot of risk reward out there. There's so many birdie opportunities, but there's also the danger part of it. The double bogeys can creep in. So I think people that come here, the first time and play it, they're like, God, I want to play this again. I think I could do better. I think I can shoot better scores. So, I just think we just try and provide an experience that makes you want to come back.
What hole do you think best exemplifies the course as a whole?
There's, we have the typical, island green hole, par three, which is a fun hole. But, I think the best hole for me is the ninth hole, which is a par five. It's just a great traditional golf hole. It has, some strategic things you have to do off the tee. You got to worry about water, but if you want to go and try and hit it past the water and go for the green in two, you have that opportunity. Around the green, you have some bunkering and undulations, and it has everything that you want in a golf hole, in my opinion. And like I said, if you hit some great shots, you got a really good chance of making birdie, and if you don't, you got some chance of making some others.
This was my first time getting to see the course, and just trying to think about some of the things that it reminds me of. And we were talking before that, I think some of the bunkering and some of the kind of undulations, some of the stuff, it reminded me of Strantz or like a Tom Fazio, which you were telling me that actually the architect, worked with Tom Fazio. And
Yeah, I know he'd done some shaping and some other things for Fazio, building a couple courses, and I think he was a landscape architect his whole life, so he really had an eye for, you know, the aesthetics part of a golf course, and you can tell it with Kilmarlic, and and the bunkering part of it, I think, has some of that Fazio field, Strands feel, but yeah, so. It's what I love about it is it kind of has a low country feel to it. It's a little different than any other course on the Outer Banks, and if it just and that's what's great about the Outer Banks is you have so many courses with different varieties, so it makes it a neat place to. This is just another one of those different type courses on the Outer Banks.
what are the tips, tricks, like things to know about Kilmarlic?
Oh yeah, so we people that come here on vacation are they're usually coming from the somewhere that's not near the ocean. So we always tell them that look, the air's a little heavier here. You might want to do a half a club more. I think there's what I tell people is it's a risk reward course. Especially on the par fives, there's a lot more layup room than what it looks like out there. And I've had people come in and say, yeah, there is a lot more layup room. So if it's just depending on how you're feeling that day, if you want to go for something, but if you have the opportunity and you're not hitting it that well, there's just plenty of room to lay up, even though it doesn't look like it. It's just par threes. Some of them are over water. The majority of them, we always say middle of the green, you got a good birdie putt, so it's kind of the standard stuff that you hear everywhere.
What's your favorite memory from your time here at Kilmarlic so far?
My favorite. There's several. We've hosted 2 North Carolina State Opens. We have an NCAA collegiate tournament every year. That it's just great seeing those kids come here and play the golf course and they love it. They have the same excitement that someone else does when they get here about because they feel like they can make a lot of birdies and it's a course they can go low on, which kind of makes them excited to come play. It's not like they're beating their head against the wall and worried about shooting a high score. They can come here and shoot a low score if they're playing really well, which is what we like to see. So yeah.
Talk to me about OBX travel. Why should someone plan a golf trip here?
Many reasons to plan a golf trip here. I mean, as I alluded to earlier, I mean, there's such a wide variety of golf courses here. You've got, some right on the ocean or a block from the ocean. Nags Head Golf Links is right on the Sound, which I think you played the other day. We have the mainland courses, which is the Point and Carolina Club, which are kind of more your Heathland style. And then you have us, which is, we're a low country style cut out through some of the marsh and wetlands. And you just have such a variety of golf courses to play that, you can get whatever flavor you want any day.
Aside from Kilmarlic, what are the You just kind of touched on a couple. Is there any courses you specifically like to recommend for people?
You know, it seems like I always recommend Nags Head Golf Links because I think it has the most beautiful holes on the Outer Banks of any golf course. They have some holes right on the Sound that are the best of anywhere I've been, and it just kind of gives you the what Outer Banks golf is.
Talking about when you pull in here to Kilmarlick, one of the first things you see is these golf cottages. Talk to me
Yeah,
about these golf cottages.
yeah. When we started Outer Banks Golf Travel, you know, it was back in 2010, the kind of the bust of the real estate market, and we had plenty of options for golfers to come and stay with homes and hotels. But you know, once the economy started getting better and the that kind of dried up, and we had the idea of, you know, let's try some golf cottages and get people here to stay right on property. So we started with 2 or 3, and they became so popular that we started building more. We're up to 18 now, and it's really a golf specific place. You know, it's we have a lit putting green in the middle of this cottage court that stays lit till about 10:30, 11 at night, and guys just love that out there putting after dinner. And then we've got a little 4-hole short course that's not lit, but guys can go over and, you know, it's like 25 to 40 yard little wedge shots. So it's a great little place for golfers to come. You know, they're right here on property. We have, you know, food and beverage, and they have the opportunity just to play and just think about golf all day.
And it really, I saw that and I thought that's incredibly neat. And hearing that it has a little short course, I mean, it really is like a great spot to try and to do a golf trip.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
definitely gotta, you know,
yeah. We're seeing that grow every year. We're seeing guys, you know, come down and really enjoy themselves, and they're telling their buddies. So it's we're very fortunate that it's growing the way it is.
outside of golf, what are your recommendations, like places to eat, things to do?
So, you know, you've got your normal beach bar vibe that we call Arts, which I just absolutely love. It's got what's called the Sway Bar, which is a bar above the restaurant that you can look at the ocean, have a few drinks. They have great burgers, great food, so it's a great place just to kind of get that Outer Banks beach vibe. For something better, that's kind of a little more upscale, I always recommend JK's Restaurant. They're a steakhouse, but they have awesome seafood, very fresh, and you can kind of get whatever you want on the menu, and it's so consistently good.
All right, Brian, we're going to wrap this up. This is my lightning round where I'm going to kind of fire off a couple questions. So, kind of first, one or two things that pops into your mind. So, first one, what's the most underrated spot to eat in the Outer Banks?
I got your crabs, little seafood joint.
What's your favorite thing about the Outer Banks, kind of in general?
Just the people. That's my favorite. You know, the people and just how happy everyone is when they're here.
If you could play one hole here at Kilmarlick for the rest of your life, or if you could only play one hole here, what hole is that going to be?
I think I alluded to that earlier. Be the ninth hole. I just think it's just a great golf hole. It's just my favorite hole. It's just something I could tee it up there every time and just have a good time.
Best word to describe Kilmarlick Golf Club.
Energetic. We
Love
have
it.
a lot of energy here. Yep.
Love it. That is Bryan Sullivan, the director of golf here at Kilmarlick Golf Club in the Outer Banks of North Carolina.
Thanks for having me, Ryan.
Cool. Thank you very much.
All right, man. That's good.
Yeah, that was perfect.